Alrighty guys, we were in the middle of this winch install. Welcome to the next episode. We did something we didn't think we would do. We detoured. Now while we have all this access, we realized that when we look at our sway bar here, there's a bit of play. If you could see that, you're not supposed to have play. So instead of replacing the bushing, we did what any normal person would do. We're gonna replace it with an anti-sway bar system. Now, you might ask, what is an anti-sway bar system? Well, there's a couple things to note about the sway bars. When you go off-roading, oftentimes what people do is they disconnect the sway bar so that the wheels can independently articulate and so that you get more articulation. Now, the newer Rubicons have automatic sway bar disconnects, but most Wranglers don't actually have a sway bar disconnect from factory. As you could see there, we installed a quick disconnect. There's a pin down there that you pull out so you could disconnect your sway bar on the fly. That is still one more step than I would like. So what we're installing today is an anti-sway bar system. The system that we have is from maxspeedingrods. This is our Rubicon, the one that's safely tucked away into the garage. And I've had this system on for over 2 years and I absolutely love it. The perks of this system is you do not have to disconnect, but in return you will have a little bit looser steering, which makes it a little more wobbly on the highway. When I say wobbly, only if you're taking turns at high speed, but when you go off-road, you cannot beat this system. It is incredibly easy to install. Why don't we go ahead and show you? And if you missed the previous episodes, our Nova winch install, Stinger bumper install, just go ahead and check those out. You may not have to remove your front bumper, just depending on what style you have. So like for example, we have this TJ here. If we wanted to install it on the TJ, you most certainly would have to remove that front bumper. But as you know, on that TJ with that front bumper, the Poison Spider front bumper, you do not have to remove it. Now, we also have that JK out there. That is our princess. What do you think? 4 Jeeps. What do you guys think? Let's do it. Subscribe below. So the link to this product will be in the description below. You won't believe how cheap it is. It's actually like, I think it was like 200 or something like that when we purchased it. And the whole thing ships in this small little box here and does not have that many moving components. You can get this job done with some simple hand tools. You don't need a whole lot. We got those pins that you saw. They're anti-threaded from each other. We got the bump stop. I think these are the Durlin plastic end caps. Just make sure you don't break them like we did last time. Even if you do break them, it's not a big deal. Here's the actual sway bar end link. Comes with 2 of those. Here's all the hardware that you're gonna need.
And here's our turtle beach towel.
The last piece to the puzzle here is that shaft that goes through the front bumper. And that's it. That's everything. Super easy. Those 4.
While Greg organizes the hardware.
So there should be 4 without the locking part, and then there should be a total of, I believe, 5 or 6. Yeah, perfect. There should be 6, 2 larger, 2 smaller. You got your washers and your 2 lock nuts, or your 2 lock washers. Now, before we remove the original system, I'm gonna just measure how it sits currently, and I'm gonna just start from that point. Once you take it off-road, you could see how much it articulates, how much the wheels actually articulate down over bumps, and then you could adjust how aggressive you want this to become. The further back you go, I believe the more aggressive it is, and the closer front you go, the more conservative it is. So I think we chose something like the middle for the Rubicon, so we'll do something similar for this one. Now the rods that come with the kit have thread that is in opposite directions, so you can't use this ball joint or this joint in both directions. It only works one way. So you have to identify which one's for which. And this is so that it does not unscrew on you as you're driving. Kind of an important feat. See, that one fit. So it looks like these are the bottoms here. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started? But I verified all the parts are there. I don't have anything missing. I'm gonna remove the stock system. There's only 6 bolts holding this into place.
Using a 15, we're going to remove these bolts.
Now the fun part. All right, just like that, it is out. Just a couple of bolts. If anyone wants this quick disconnect kit or any parts from the episode, we're located in Los Angeles. Just drop a comment below. first one gets it. Sorry, hate to do that first come first serve thing. But I guess if enough people want it, we could do a lottery.
Nope. First come first serve. Watch our episodes on time, ladies and gentlemen.
So just go ahead and sand the inner sleeve down. Over time, crud and rust could accumulate here. So just go ahead and give it a brief filing. Let's clean that out. You're gonna need a little bit of anti-seize. Just go ahead and grab your anti-seize. Give it a fair amount here. This is gonna help it slide into position. You also want a block of wood and a mallet. We have the wood, we don't have a mallet. We lost our mallet. I don't know if this is the best thing for the job, but you could also use some grease. Notice how the top part is flat, just align that up, and then we're gonna hit this into position. So let's grab that wood. This is so you don't break it. Even though I'm using a wooden block, I'm still breaking off the ends. I don't really know how to avoid that. We still have a ways to go. Now I'm even tempted to hit it direct, but I shouldn't. Let's keep hitting it with the wood, even though it's not really helping.
Onto the passenger side.
So we broke it a little bit, but it should be fine. It's just cosmetic.
Go ahead and lubricate the inside so the rod fits straight in. Once you have both ends evenly out, go ahead and attach the end pieces. Once you're happy with your positioning, go ahead and drop those right in.
This is a 15 millimeter. Be careful not to over tighten. So the same to the other side. So the way I'm gonna ensure that I have my sway bar end links at the exact same length is they're actually fully tightened. That is as collapsed you could make it. And so I'm gonna do the same thing to both sides. Now that I've actually tightened all the hardware down, I'm gonna actually slowly release the jack. And what I expect to happen is that sway bar end link over there, the yellow piece is actually gonna articulate upwards towards the top of the car. Perfect. There we go. Now let's do the other side. The nice part is
now time to lower it.
it's sitting exactly where it should be. Well, there you have it, guys. This is probably the cheapest mod you can do to make your rig extremely capable for going off-road. There's a couple different companies that offer this type of sway bar, and I personally have used this one just because it was affordable, it's budget friendly. You know, not everyone has thousands to spend on parts. So for that reason, we went with these. There's really nothing wrong with them. I mean, some people that don't have them have commented on previous videos saying that those won't last, they're terrible, they're not well made. Well, we've had them for years, and from personal experience, they've been fine, so we'll just stick to what we know. Thank you guys so much for watching. The link to this product will be in the description. Just make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along the journey, and why don't we see you next week. Peace.